Dadala. Kalis. Talupad. Ha! Ba, kalis.
We are pleased to announce the arrival of the President of the Republic of the Philippines, His Excellency Benigno S. Aquino III. We shall have the arrival honors.
Ang dadala. Kalis. Tanghal. Ta! Kalupunan, mga pinuno at kawal. Tanghal. Ta! Baba. Ta! Ang dadala. Kalis. Baba. Ta! Mahal na Pangulo, handa na po ang tanod pandangal upang libutin. Tanghal. Ta! Tanghal. Ta! Baba. Ta. Handadala. Kalis. Baba. Ta! Mahal na Pangulo, tapos na po ang parangal. Mga kasama, ipinapaabot ng ating mahal na Pangulo, kagalang-galang Benigno S. Aquino III, ang kanyang taus-pusong pasasalamat sa parangal na iginawad natin sa kanya ngayong umaga. Baba, kalis.
Ladies and gentlemen, His Excellency Benigno S. Aquino III. From here, a wreath-laying ceremony follows sa dadambanan ng Kagitingan with the President of the Republic of the Philippines, together with the ambassadors of Japan and the United States of America. We shall have the wreath-laying ceremony. Ladies and gentlemen, the national anthems of Japan, United States of America, and the Philippines.
Tanghal. Ta! Kalupunan, mga pinuno at kawal. Tanghal. Ta!
Pinuno at kawal. Baba. Ta. Kalis. Baba. Ta. Mahal na Pangulo, handa na po ang pag-aalay. Hit pakaliwa. Kad.
The first to offer the wreath is the Ambassador of Japan, His Excellency Kazuhide Ishikawa. The next to offer the wreath is the Ambassador of the United States of America, His Excellency Philip S. Goldberg. President of the Republic of the Philippines, His Excellency Benigno S. Aquino III.
Dadala. Kalis. Tanghal. Pinuno at kawal. Tanghal. Ta. Kad. Tanghal. Kalipunan, baba, ta, dadala, kalis. Baba, ta! Mahal na Pangulo, tapos na po ang pag-aalay. Baba.
Ceremony here at the Dambana ng Kagitingan. In a short while, we'll proceed with the program proper with His Excellency Benigno S. Aquino III. Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the Republic of the Philippines, His Excellency Benigno S. Aquino III. The guests may be seated. To formally welcome our distinguished guests on this commemoration of the Araw ng Kagitingan is the Governor of the Province of Bataan, the Honorable Albert S. Garcia.
Most Reverend Ruperto C. Santos, Bishop, Diocese of Balanga, His Excellency Benigno S. Aquino III, President, Republic of the Philippines, His Excellency Kazuhide Ishikawa, Ambassador of Japan, His Excellency Philip S. Goldberg, Ambassador, United States of America, members of the Diplomatic Corps, Congresswoman Herminia Roman, 1st District of Bataan, members of Cabinet, national government officials, to our local government officials headed by Mayor Alice Pizarro of the host town of Pilar, Reverend Mitsue Minisaka, Reverend Noriko Nakamura, and the delegation of the Risho Kosekai, to all our guests, ladies and gentlemen, most especially to our heroes, the veterans who offered their lives for our country. Bigyan po natin sila ng masigabong palakpakan. Magandang umaga po sa ating lahat. Good morning. Sa inyo pong lahat na naririnig ngayon sa tuktok ng bundok Samat, sa sama-sama nating paggunita ng ika-74 na anibersaryo ng Araw ng Kagitingan, inilatag po namin ang mainit na pagtanggap ng buong lalawigan ng Bataan. Sama-sama po nating gunitain at pakinggang muli ang mga katagang naukit sa kasaysayan bilang pagkilala sa kabayanihang na ipamalas dito mismo sa lugar na ito. Mula sa Pangulong Manuel L. Quezon, his first public statement upon arriving in Australia was, I open quote, "Every Filipino who fought on Bataan will be a national hero," end of quote. Para sa kanyang panig, si Field Marshal MacArthur ay nagbigay ng isang madamdaming pahayag. I open quote, "The Bataan force went out as it would have wished, fighting to the end its flickering, forlorn hope. No army has done so much with so little, and nothing became it more than its last hour of trial and agony. To the weeping mothers of its dead, I can only say that the sacrifice and halo of Jesus of Nazareth has descended upon their sons, and that God will hindi malilimutang mensahe sa buong mundo. I open quote, "Bataan has fallen, but the spirit that made it stand, a beacon to all the liberty-loving peoples of the world, cannot fall." End of quote. We have said it before, and we will say it again. Araw ng Kagitingan is all about remembrance. We gather here today not to perform the rituals and ceremonies, but mainly to assure our war veterans that their heroism has not been and shall not be forgotten. We want to let them know that our remembrance of what they did for this country will never be diminished all throughout the years. To them, we give our solemn pledge and binding commitment that we shall continue to gather here on the same day for years to come. We shall let our children and our children's children know that there were heroes who fought a gallant war in defense of freedom and democracy. We want the youth of the land to draw inspiration from their heroic acts and sacrifices. Araw ng Kagitingan, as we observe it today, is no longer about guns and cannons that need to be fired, nor about blood that needs to be shed. It is about the courage and fortitude which moved our veterans to bear arms at the time when it was needed. Our mission is to inculcate in our youth the same amount of courage and fortitude to carry on and face whatever challenges that will confront our nation and our people in the future. Nais ko pong ipabot sa ating mga veterano na ang lahat ng ginawa natin sa araw na ito ay iniaalay natin sa kanila sapagkat sila ang nagsisilbing inspirasyon sa atin at sa ating mga kabataan upang tulad nila, sila ay maging matapang, matatag, at makabayan. Sa ngalan po ng aming mga kababayan, binubuksan po ng inyong lingkod bilang gobernador ng Bataan ang pintuan ng aming lalawigan kasama po ang aming malugod na pagtanggap sa inyong lahat. Welcome to the province of Bataan. Magandang umaga po sa inyo lahat at mabuhay ang ating veterano.
Thank you to the Governor of the Province of Bataan. The Ambassador of Japan, His Excellency Kazuhide Ishikawa, will give his message.
His Excellency President Benigno S. Aquino III, Honorable Voltaire T. Gazmin, Secretary of National Defense, Honorable Jose Rune D. Armendoras, Secretary of Foreign Affairs, distinguished members of the Cabinet and the Armed Forces of the Philippines, His Excellency Mr. Philip Goldberg, Ambassador of the United States of America, and my colleagues from Diplomatic Corps, distinguished veterans, and guests, ladies and gentlemen. Magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat. I am deeply honored to join you here on this day. 74 years have passed since the fall of Bataan. Last year, standing here at Mount Samat Memorial Shrine, I expressed our heartfelt apologies and deep sense of remorse for all who suffered during those fateful days. Please allow me to bow my head once again with profound grief and sincere condolences before the souls of all who perished here. Last year, in a statement on the 70th anniversary of the end of World War II, Japan's Prime Minister Shinzo Abe mentioned that the peace we enjoy today exists only upon precious sacrifices of the war dead, and that we must never again repeat the devastation of war. This year marks the 60th anniversary of diplomatic ties between Japan and the Philippines. In this auspicious year, Their Majesties the Emperor and Empress of Japan visited the Philippines in January. Let me quote part of His Majesty's remarks at the state banquet hosted by His Excellency President Aquino. Quote, "Fierce battles between Japan and the United States took place on Philippine soil, resulting in the loss of many Filipino lives and leaving many Filipinos injured. This is something we Japanese must never forget, and we intend to keep this engraved in our hearts throughout our visit," end of quote. During their visit, Their Majesties prayed for all who suffered and perished in the war. After World War II, Japan has built up a free and democratic nation that upholds human rights and respects the rule of law as a peace-loving nation. Thanks to the hard work, unceasing efforts, and generosity of the past generations, Japan-Philippines relations are now flourishing, and now we have become strengthened strategic partners. This partnership has expanded beyond trade, investment, and economic and humanitarian assistance to also include security and defense cooperation and wider cultural and people-to-people exchanges. I would like to reiterate that the path Japan has taken as a peace-loving nation in the past 70 years will remain unchanged. And Japan is determined to make greater contributions toward peace and security and prosperity for the international community. we are very pleased to continue working closely with the Philippines, the United States, and all of our partners that share those fundamental values, such as democracy, freedom, human rights, and the rule of law. 70 years ago, we were on opposing sides. Now we have become close friends. May this friendship continue to prosper. Maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat.
Thank you to His Excellency, the Ambassador of Japan. Let us hear the message of the Ambassador of the United States of America, His Excellency Philip S. Goldberg.
His Excellency Benigno S. Aquino III, Secretary of National Defense Gazmin, Secretary of Foreign Affairs Almendras, Ambassador Ishikawa, Governor Garcia, veterans of World War II, and members of the armed forces, led by General Iriberri, distinguished guests, fellow diplomats, magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat. I am deeply proud and humbled to be here again to commemorate the bravery of more than 76,000 American and Filipino soldiers who fought valiantly to defend Bataan 74 years ago. We are here to recognize their strength and perseverance in enduring that arduous march. We are here to pay tribute to the heroes who suffered and died here in Bataan and on the journey to Camp O'Donnell. And we are also here to remember our collective past so that we can commit to a brighter future. Even as I speak, American and Filipino armed forces are working together to secure this brighter future. Our annual Balikatan exercise, which started earlier this week, is a symbol of our alliance and the ironclad commitment of the United States to the Philippines. When allies face problems and challenges, we do so together. This is a commitment that has been reciprocated many times by many brave Filipinos during World War II, the war in Korea, Vietnam, and more recently, the war against violent extremism. Our agenda in the 21st century may include new issues and interests, such as maritime security and domain awareness, the rule of law and settling disputes, especially in the South China Sea, West Philippine Sea, humanitarian assistance and disaster relief, just to name a few. While we pursue our revitalized alliance, we must always remember and teach our young people that our ties are rooted in a shared history, a commitment to democratic values, and a people-to-people relationship symbolized today by 3.5 million Filipino Americans and tens of thousands of Americans who live here. For 70 years, the U.S. presence in the Asia-Pacific and our strong alliances have secured the peace and prosperity of our citizens. Many of us here today are familiar with the stories about the defense of Bataan. On this day back in 1942, during the Second World War, U.S. and Filipino soldiers fought side by side in defense of liberty and freedom. We've heard about the hard-fought battles and the determination of the soldiers to fight on in the face of unimaginable adversity. From Corregidor to the liberation of these islands, we saw incredible bravery and extraordinary suffering of our brave men and women. Because our soldiers have endured these horrors, we can appreciate the value of peace and the importance of cooperation. We must continue to strive for peace and a more prosperous future for generations to come. And we have reason to be hopeful. 74 years ago, our three nations were locked in a deadly struggle that devastated much of the region. Now we are allies, friends, and strategic partners. When our nations come together, we do so for the benefit of all, whether in response to an earthquake or typhoon or in an exercise like Balikatan, where I'm very proud to say Japanese Self-Defense Force personnel are attending as observers this year. Our three nations have developed strong and enduring relationships. The Philippines and Japan are among the United States' most steadfast allies, and we have all continued to work together to strengthen the stability and the security of the entire Pacific region. This, too, is a tribute to those who lost their lives here and elsewhere in the Pacific. So we are here today first and foremost not only to thank the courageous soldiers who fought here in Bataan, but also to appreciate and honor all those who have and continue to sacrifice for our freedoms. And I want to mention on this Day of Heroes the loss of Airman Jover Dumansi during the Balikatan exercise. We send our condolences to his family, to the armed forces of the Philippines, the Filipino government, and people. Airman Dumansi died in a tragic accident, but he did so in the service of his country and our great alliance. As a concrete symbol of our commitment to those who have served, the Veterans Affairs Office of the U.S. Embassy in Manila was established in 1922 and remains the only VA office outside U.S. territory. This is a testament to the strong bond of friendship between the United States and the Philippines, forged through a history of shared sacrifice and common purpose. Today, we may remember the veterans who sacrificed their lives so many years ago, and may we honor them by renewing our commitment to peace and cooperation. Mabuhay ang Pilipinas at mabuhay ang Estados Unidos. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you to His Excellency, the Ambassador of the United States of America. The guest of honor will be introduced by the Secretary of National Defense, the Honorable Voltaire T. Guzmin.
Ladies and gentlemen, His Excellency Benigno S. Aquino III, President of the Republic of the Philippines.
Maraming salamat po. Maupo tayo lahat. Secretary Jose Almendras, His Excellency Philip Goldberg, His Excellency Kazuhide Ishikawa, Excellencies of the Diplomatic Corps, Secretary Voltaire Guzmin, Secretary Mel Senen Sarmiento, Dr. Maria Serena Jokno, Governor Abet Garcia, Congresswoman Herminia Roman, Mayor Alicia Pizarro, other local government officials of the province of Bataan present, Lieutenant General Ernesto Carolina, Admiral Jesus Millan, Colonel Bonifacio de Gracia, General Hernando Iriberi, Lieutenant General Eduardo Año, Lieutenant General Edgar Fallorina, Vice Admiral Cesar Tacad, Rear Admiral William Melad, Police Deputy Director General Danilo Constantino, officers and members of the various veterans organizations, fellow workers of government, honor guests, mga minamahal ko po kababayan, magandang umaga po sa inyo lahat. Ito na nga po ang ika-anim at huling araw ng kagitingang pamumunuan ko bilang inyong Pangulo. Taon-taon nga po nating siniguro ang ating pakikilahok sa komemorasyon upang personal na magpasalamat at tumanaw ng sakripisyo ng ating mga veterano. Kung pagtanaw nga po sa inyong sakripisyo ang usapan, tiyak ko pong malinaw sa inyo ang mga bunga ng Dangmatwid. Pangunahin po sa ginawa nating reforma ay ang paglilinis ng listahan ng mga nakakatanggap ng ayuda sa pamamagitan ng Pensioners Validation Program. Di naman po kasi tama na ang pondong inalaan sa inyo ay hatian o kukupitan pa ng mga hindi kwalipikado. Ngayon pong nalilinis na ang listahan, tiyak natin ang ayuda makakarating sa inyo ng direkta. Para sa kalusugan nyo at ng inyong mga dependents, nariyan po ang Veterans Hospitalization Program. Sa nakarang halos 6 na taon, 10,600 mga veterano ang mga kaanak ninyo ang libreng nakapagpagamot. Hindi lang sa Veterans Memorial Medical Center, pero pati na sa 183 accredited na pampubliko at pribadong ospital sa buong bansa. Nasa halagang 71 milyong piso na nga po ang halagang naisukli ng taong bayan sa inyong sakripisyo sa ilalim ng programang ito. Ang inyong daily hospitalization subsidy, tumaas na rin. Ang dating 1,200 piso, ngayon po 1,500 piso na. Bukod po dito, pinaganda rin natin ng gusto ang Veterans Memorial Medical Center. Mayroon na itong eye center na renovate na ang operating room complex, medical intensive care unit at outpatient department complex. Napalawak ang renal dialysis unit, medical intensive therapy unit at post-anesthesia care unit. Sabay ng pangangalaga sa inyong kalusugan, nakatutok din tayo sa pag-aaruga ng kinabukasan. Sa edukasyon, ang mga direct descendant po ninyong mga veterano, maaaring at nakakatanggap na ng hanggang 36,000 piso kada taon bilang tulong pinansyal sa pag-aaral sa kolehiyo. Nasa 370 milyong piso na po ang nailan natin sa loob ng ating termino. Bukod po sa personal na pagbabalita sa inyo ng benepisyong ipinapabot natin sa mga veterano, taon ng karimpong pinamumunuan ang ating komemorasyon dahil bilang mag-aaral ng kasaysayan, nakikita ko ito bilang pagkakataong makiambag sa pagpapayaman ng ating pambansang pag-unawa sa nakaraan. Kung maalala nga po natin, bago pa man pumutok ang ikalawang digmaang pandaigdig, hindi pa tayo ganap na malayang bansa. Ngunit sa kabila ng ating limitadong kakayahan, bilang mga Pilipino, ginagawa natin kung ano ang tama at makatuwiran para sa kapwa. Sa pamumuno nga po ni Pangulong Manuel L. Quezon noon, ang Pilipinas ay nagbukas ng pinto para sa mga Jewish refugees mula sa Europa dahil sa karahasan laban sa kanila. Mas malawak pa sana ang positibong ibubunga ng pagbubukas palad natin ito kung hindi lang nadamay ang Pilipinas sa pagsapit na ikalawang digmaang pandaigdig. Bagaman hindi pa tayo nagdedesisyon noon para sa sarili, hindi tayo napwera sa pagdurusang idinulot ng pasya ng iba. Napakalaking nga po ng pinsalang hatid ng ikalawang digmaang pandaigdig. Na nangyari, wala pang isang henerasyon ang nakakalipas matapos ang unang digmaang pandaigdig. Sa mga nawasak na kabuhayan at infrastruktura, lalong-lalo na sa mga inangkin nitong maraming buhay, talaga pong pinadapa nito ang mga apektadong mga bansa. Kaya naman napapaisip tayo, ano nga po ba ang pinakaaral na ibinahagi sa atin ng World War II? Malinaw po dito, sa panahon ng tunggalian o kaguluhan ang malayang bansa, miski ang mga hindi kasali sa nagbubugo ang panig, ay hindi maaaring magwalang kibo o manahimik na lang. Kung hindi po natin tutugunan ang ugat ng kaguluhan, tiyak na darating ang panahon na ang problemang ito ay luluba hanggang sa puntong di na maiiwasan pang madamay ang lahat. Tingnan na lang po natin ang sitwasyon ngayon sa Europa, kung saan damay sila sa nangyayaring kaguluhan sa Syria. Pangunahin po nito ang problema nila sa mga refugees at ang lumalaganap na terorismong nagwawasak sa buhay ng marami. Kakibat nga po ng kawalan ng stabilidad sa Syria ang maaaring pagkalat ng sakit dahil na rin sa pagkakahinto ng serbisyong pangkalusugan. Dulo po nito, kung hayaan natin magpatuloy ang ganitong sitwasyon, pwede magkaroon ng outbreak at madamay tayong lahat. Totoo, ang mga bansa nga po ay namumuhay na magkasakalo sa iisang mundo. Kaya naman ang problema ng isa ay problema ng lahat. Kung may suliranin sa ibang bahagi ng mundo, gaano man ito kalayo, dapat po tayong makilahok at makiambag sa solusyon. Dahil kapag hinayaan lang po natin itong lumaki, sa huli po ay maapektuhan din tayo ng masasamang ibubunga nito. At kung mangyari nga po ito, siguro saka pa lang tayo mapapaisip na noong maliit pa lang ito, may ginawa na sana tayo. Dito nga po natin makikita ang halaga ng pagtutulak sa ating pinuno na magkaroon ng tama at resonableng pagpapasya kung paano tugunan ang mga hidwaan at kaguluhan sa lalong madaling panahon. Tunay din naman po sa isang digmaan kapag natapos ng bakbakan, baka malinaw may tuturing na talo o panalo sa hanay ng mga pinuno at ng mga kombatan. Pero ito nga po ang isa pang katotohanan. Saan mang lugar ang dapuan ng hidwaan pagdating sa mga sibilyan, pagdating sa mga karaniwang tao, lahat biktima, lahat talo. Sa kaso nga po ng digmaang dinaanan ninyo bilang mga veterano at ang mga nadamay na sibilyan, ilang kaya sa mga nasawi ang maaaring naging batikang guro, abogado o pinuno? Ilang kaya ang pwedeng nakaimbento ng mga panibagong teknolohiya o nakatuklas ng gamot para sa kanser at iba pang malubhang karamdaman? Ilang kaya sa kanila ang maaaring nakiambag sa pag-abot ng potensyal ng sangkatauhan? Hindi na nga po marahil masasagot ang mga katanungan ito. Ang magagawa natin, ituon ang paningin sa hinaharap at sa pag-abot natin sa ating mga pangarap. Siguruhin hindi malilimot ang mapapait na aral ng nakaraan. Alam naman po ninyo, mayroon namang matinding sangandaan ng ating bansa sa darating na eleksyon. Ang tanong ko sa inyo, pipiliin ba natin ang lideratong inuunang sariling interes habang ginagarantiya ang pagdurusa ng mga nasa ibaba? Pipiliin po ba natin ang lideratong gustong daanin ang lahat sa shortcut na walang pagsasalang-alang sa mga nasasagasaan? Pipiliin po natin ang mga napakatamis ng pangako pero tila ba wala sa sapat na pag-unawa sa mga prosesong kailangan daanan para makamtan ito? Alam naman po ninyo ang posisyon ko sa usaping ito. Ako po, nakapanig sa tama, sa tapat, sa may malawak na kaalaman sa pamamahala. Nakapanig po tayo sa magtutuloy ng daang matuwid. Alam naman po ninyo kung sino ang tinutukoy ko at tiwala po kung magkahanay ang ating pangarap para sa susunod na mga salinlahi. Napakarami na nga po talagang dinaanan ng Pilipinas. Kayong mga veteranong dumaan sa maraming kaguluhan, kayong mga nasaksihan ng paulit-ulit na pagkakadapa at pagbangon ng ating bansa, kayo na po siguro ang makakapagbigay ng pinakamasingsing testimonya sa kung gaano kalayo ang ating narating sa nakarang halos 6 na taon. Kayo, higit sa lahat, ang makakapagsabi kung gaano kalalim ang naging positibong transformasyong ating tinatamasa. Tiwala po ako na magiging kabilang kayo sa pagsusulong ng ating ipinaglalaban. Ituloy natin ang pagbabago. Ituloy natin ang pag-abot sa ating mga pangarap. Isulong pa natin ang daang matuwid. Bago po ako magtapos, kanina pong papasok, may isa pong aling aking bumati po sa atin at ang sabi niya sa akin, salamat sa 6 na taon. Ang dapat po itugon sa kanya at itugon ko sa inyo lahat. Salamat sa kakaibang pagkakataon. Napagning ko na kayong lahat at talagang po mamuno na isang dakilang lahi tulad ng mga Pilipino. Talagang hindi na mapapantay na pagkakataon na ito, tangkarakalang binigay niyo po sa akin. Ito na nga akong huli. Ako po'y magpapaalam na sa inyo dito sa Bataan. Maraming salamat po. Magandang umaga sa inyo lahat.
Thank you very much, His Excellency Benigno S. Aquino III. Ladies and gentlemen, this ends today's commemoration of the 74th year of the Araw ng Kagitingan. Sa inyo pong lahat, ang aming pasasalamat sa inyong pakikiisa sa paggunita sa Linggo ng mga Veterano at sa Araw ng Kagitingan. Nais po nating pasalamatan ang ating mahal na Pangulong Benigno S. Aquino III. Palakpakan po natin ang ating mahal na Pangulo. Isa pong masigabong palakpakan para sa ating mga veterano. Mabuhay ang ating mga veterano. Mabuhay ang bansang Pilipinas. Isang mapagpalang umaga ang sumaating lahat. Marami pong salamat.